Hey, good evening everyone. Match 1 of the 1987 Cricket World Cup was played today between Zimbabwe and New Zealand in Calcutta. The opening match of the 4th Cricket World Cup. And what can I say? The opening match of the 1987 World Cup in Calcutta was, without doubt, the best opening match of in the tournament's history. And right, what problem here? Yeah, sorry, it was all blurry then. So yeah, I've just realised I ain't done this for a while. So yeah, just press the screen and now it's all better. What a match! Zimbabwe versus New Zealand at Calcutta. New Zealand won the toss and let the bat on a hard pitch. They made a pretty underwhelming 242 for 7, and this is why it was underwhelming. If you have a look at the scorecard, New Zealand started off so well. They were 144 for 1 from about 30 overs and looked like they were going to get 290, and then Zimbabwe pulled it back. Martin Snedden, who opened the... Gone blurry again. Martin Snedden, who opened the bowling... It's blurry on that side now. Oh, that's better. Martin Snedden, who opened the bowling for... opened the batting, put up as a pitch hit, made 64, 18 for John Wright, a brilliant 72 for Martin Crowe, no score for Andrew Jones. Captain Jeff Crowett, 42 off 44 deliveries towards the end of the innings. There was a duck for Dipak Patel, 2 for John Bracewell. A brilliant 29 off 20 deliveries. That proved vital in the end for Ian Smith, and there was no score from Stephen Bock towards the end. 242 for 7 from their 50 overs. New Zealand. Sorry, I just want to try and find the bowling performances. 3 for 41 for... Three for 41 for Ali Shah. No, 0 for 27 for Ian Butchart. 0 for 24 for Edo Brandes. Expensive, 2 for 62 for Peter Rawson. He was expensive. 1 for 28 for the captain, John Quikos, who bowled very, very tightly. And 1 for 52 from Kevin Cullen. But have a look at the Zimbabwe response. And the game was just drifting away from them. They were 104 for 7 from 25.4 overs. I mean, that scorecard. I mean, one for Robin Brown, 5 for Ali Shah, Andrew Pycroft, 12, 4 for Kevin Cullen, Andy Waller, 5, 2 for Gavin Patterson, and 1 for Peter Rawson. They were 104 for 7 from 25.2 overs. David Houghton, though, what an innings. 116 off 124 deliveries. And all of a sudden, he charged his arm. He got out at a crucial time towards the end. But Ian Butchart and Edo Brandes towards the end and saw what he was doing in terms of whacking the ball well when they chanced their arm. Edo Brandes, 24 for 20 deliveries. And Ian Butchart, 54 of 70 deliveries towards the end, and there was a 6 not out from the captain, Andrew Tricos. They got to 239 for 9 with 2 balls remaining and were on course for an absolute stunning, famous victory. And then a ball from Ewan Chatfield, which Martin Crowe just managed to take at second slip, ended the match. Zimbabwe all out for 239 in 49.5 overs. In an absolute pulsating finish. The best ever opening match in a World Cup. The best ever opening game the best ever opening game to a World Cup ever. Remember, the previous matches have been decided by 256 and 150 runs respectively. This was sensational. 2 for 52 in the end for Ewan Chatfield. Expensive, but he managed to go over. But he got the crucial wicket. 0 for 27 for Dipak Patel. 2 crucial wickets, including the vital wicket of Dave Houghton. 2 for 49 for 2 for 49 for John Bracewell. 2 for 42 for Stephen Bock. Fantastic bowling figures from Woody Watson. 2 for 36 and 1 for 26 for 1 for 26 for Ewan Chatfield. Sorry, Martin Snedden. 2 for 52. I'm getting those confused. Martin Snedden took the final wicket and not Ewan Chatfield. Ewan Chatfield 1 for 26 off his 10 overs. 2 for 52 off 7.5 overs from Martin Snedden. Expensive, but he took the crucial wicket in the end. The final summary of this glorious match. The opening match of the 1987 World Cup being played here in India. Zimbabwe versus New Zealand, Calcutta. New Zealand won the toss and let their bat on a hard pitch. They made 242 for 7 from their 50 overs. Zimbabwe were 104 for 7. The game was gone. But then they fought back magnificently thanks to an innings, thanks to David Houghton's magnificent 116 and Butchart's 54, Ian Butchart's 54 and Ed O'Brien's 24. They ended up finishing 239 all out in 49.5 overs. New Zealand winning by 3 runs. The narrowest victory in terms of runs in Cricket World Cup history. So what a game that was. Man of the match, obviously, Dave Houghton for his 116 off 124 balls. The first ever Zimbabwean batsman to get 100 in World Cup cricket and the first century of this tournament. Early days. Let's have a look at Group 1. Still very early days, but New Zealand the top, Zimbabwe second. New Zealand play like that, showed the spirit in which they showed in that performance today. They will surely end up getting the 2 wins, which will probably guarantee them a quarter-final place, beating the Rebel South Africa 11 and Ireland. Those are actually the next 2 games they are going to be playing, so that makes it even more. So now, even though they've lost, they can hold their heads well up high. We're now going to have a look at the star players. All the star players all got off to a good start in this tournament. Today's match, Sri Lanka versus Kenya. Sri Lanka will be favourites to win that match. The first time that they've ever met in World Cup cricket, Sri Lanka and Kenya. Kenya back in the World Cup for their first appearance since 1975, I believe. Still early days, 42 average for Jeff Crow. Average of 18 for Woody Watson. 2 wickets in 1 match. As for Zimbabwe, well, great start for Dave Houghton. 116 average, thanks to that brilliant 100. And an average of 28 with the ball for John Krikos. Only took 1 wicket, but very, very economically superb. And he obviously 6 not out. He hasn't got an average yet with a bat, but obviously he's a bowler. Sorry, just put my hand over the thing. So yeah, that's the opening match of the 1987 World Cup. The best opening match ever in World Cup history. The best opening match ever in World Cup history, without a shadow of doubt. That was just absolutely sensational. What a fight back from Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe can, if they play like that, they will definitely beat the Rebel South Africa 11 and Ireland, I would think. They look a very good side, despite the fact they got off to a really poor start. Absolutely, it was just absolutely fantastic. Dave Houghton's performance was out of this world. But there's match 1 of the 1987 Cricket World Cup. It's begun now, and what a way to begin. Tomorrow's match, Sri Lanka versus Kenya for the second match of the World Cup. The first match in Group 2, Sri Lanka will be red-hot favourites to win that. There was a small crowd at Calcutta today. 11,000 out of 120,000 capacity stadium, not great. There'll probably be more fans tomorrow. Sri Lankan fans there's going to be a load of Sri Lankan fans here in India and a load of Pakistan fans in India. So we'll see the first of the Asian teams tomorrow, Sri Lanka versus Kenya, for their first ever appearance. The first ever appearance playing each other in World Cup cricket. Until me, this is Lawrence Howard reporting on the 1987 Cricket World Cup being played here in India on Brian Lara Cricket and PlayStation. Until then, see you tomorrow for Sri Lanka versus Kenya. Bye-bye, everyone.